Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm going to be checking out a game called Dragonkin, the Banished. This is another Diablo type game that I found on Steam as a demo. I'm going to check it out today. Let me show you the trailer. If you haven't seen it yet, take a look. The trailer looks good. It's a little bit more animated than the style of Diablo, so I don't know if I'm gonna like that or not, but let's jump into it and see what it is. Here we go. You're about to play the game's prologue, see how the story begins, become immersed in the world, and get a taste of the classes that will be available in the full version of the game. Right.
When time first began, the Eternal gave life to powerful beings of light, the Draconils. But as misfortune would have it, the power given to these creatures awoke in them only a boundless pride and an inexhaustible thirst for dominion. Shaken by this betrayal, the Eternal banished them to the deepest abyss of Dracomundus. It was there, in the depths of the earth, that they twisted into the monstrosities that we know today as dragons. Alas, possessed more than ever by hate and vanity, the Banished refused to admit themselves defeated. Through their voices, they persisted in corrupting humanity. Through their blood, they defiled the land we call our home. From that moment on, mankind would live in fear. Fear that one of the Dragon Lords, the most powerful of the Banished, would one day return to the surface. With the support of his Dragonkin, Sor Iknog succeeded in escaping from his subterranean prison. And brave souls, guided by the light, rose up and vowed to push him back. Soldiers of the Order, righteous and faithful to the Eternal, who suffered body and soul after coming into contact with draconic corruption. Rare were those who remained impervious to the depraved whispers of the dragons on the outskirts of this gaping breach. One such person was Godefroy of Clerval, Grand Knight of the Order of the Eternal.
Like, the environment looks alright, but the characters just look weird.
Instilling terror and madness into those who heard
Here we go.
Never before had a breach so vast been rent between the two worlds.
Oh, okay. Light him up. Alright, that's kind of cool.
Draconic blood sullied the earth and corrupted the creatures.
That fire spell is OP.
thus enslaved, they were twisted into ghastly monsters, mockeries, Dragonkin.
Uh-oh. Big guy. Big fella. Got him. Alright, the graphics are kind of growing on me the more I'm playing.
Filled with these fleeting embers of hope, a few brave souls founded an alliance to carve the first breach into draconic defenses. Here, the Dragonkin's power was strong. It fused our world with that of the Banished.
Damn. Stab him right in the ass.
Godefroy of Clairval heroically broke through and shattered their defense barriers. This act of bravery, a feat of the righteous alliance of men, allowed me to lend aid to the Knights of the Order of the Eternal.
Whoa.
Me, Almantir, Grand Oracle of Pytho-Durcan, Dragon Blood, a human altered but not consumed by the draconic blood that flows through my veins.
So they're what, half dragons?
I have powers given to us by the dragon, but our souls remain our own.
Alright, that's kind of cool. And I get to play as her? Alright. Wow.
Neither dragonkin nor entirely human, and afforded extraordinary abilities by our forebearers.
Ooh, that was cool. Damn.
By those who drank the blood of the only banished dragon to have ever repented before the Eternal.
The spells are all really cool and they look really cool.
These few drops of draconic blood connected our thoughts to those of the dragons. Forcing us to live amongst men in the city of the Order of the Eternal. Closer to the breach made by Sir Ichnog, Godefroy, fighting fire with fire, confronted the draconic hordes. I battled by his side, but my strategy was less direct.
I think we're gonna get to third class now.
My draconic power allowed me to open up a passageway for the men of Nurogard, all of them prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice to save what remained of humanity.
Oh, that's cool.
Once this invisible barrier had been breached, they knew that their lives would hang by mere threads. But these warriors from the north cared little for the uncertainties of our plan. A hero's death in the heat of battle with their enemy
There we go,
was the
barbarian
greatest
class.
honor that could befall them. Led by the pale dragon blood Harold Truelson, the barbarian fleet had but one objective: to lure the enemy into the open sea and leave the path to the breach vulnerable. If a single vessel reached the coast, then this sacrifice would not have been for naught. Harold Truelson reached the hostile shore and avenged those fallen from the Toriel clan.
There we go.
The barbarians of Nuragard feared neither pain nor death, and they welcomed violence as they might an old and familiar
Yeah,
foe.
there we go.
Truelson
I normally go for the warrior class.
better than most. His existence thus
Yup.
far had been one of
And
suffering,
this is why.
of hardening his resolve, and of preparing to endure the worst of torments, without losing the one thing of value every warrior of his clan held dear: his soul. While the Knights of the Order of the Eternal had always been forbidden from making use of dragon's blood, the warriors from the north, staying true to their values, had taken this risk. A select few, highly trained clansmen, risking their lives in the process, had successfully imbibed the pale dragon's blood without succumbing to the corrupting voices. Among them was Truelson. While there could be no doubt of their loyalty to Toriel, defender of the Eternal, their bodies, defiled by the dragon as they were, drove the rest of mankind to reject them. Truelson, for his
Yeah, I like this class the most.
for his appearance. What did this matter after all, as long as his soul remained intact? The pale dragon blood had achieved his goal. The Alliance's plan, as unlikely as it was to succeed, could run its course.
Make our own way. That thing looks weird in the cutscene. Like, I don't know.
The barbarian waited for the signal that would tell him where to carve a bloody path through enemy defenses and lure the dragons far away from the breach.
Oh, okay.
The Kongirati nomads, every bit as proud and as fearless as the warriors from the north, joined the alliance of men to help push back Sor Iknog, the Crimson Dragon. Sitting astride their
This has gotta be a
draconic
glitch, right?
hybrids,
Like the textures
these
didn't load
tracker
in or
archers
something?
Faced the dragon steadfastly and seemingly without fear. Not one would allow the enemy to make easy prey of them. Hides, wings, teeth, blood. For the Kongirati, each draconic monstrosity was not only a threat, but also a quarry from
Badass.
which they could gain valuable resources. And where others had begged and prayed for divine salvation, these nomads made full use of anything the earth and providence offered them in order to survive.
This is a really good way to do the intro too, especially for the demo, because we're getting to get a taste of every class, and I'm assuming they're like more maxed out.
She rejected neither the ancestral traditions nor the tracking of the Dragonkin, who had made it possible for the Kongirat to excel in the arts of potions, alchemy, poisons, and draconic hybridization. How long would her people be able to continue traveling freely if the corruption were to poison the entire world? It was up to Eula, armed with her scale of light, to cast the invocation. She would then know whether she had been right to put her trust in the Order and in joining the Alliance. The power of the light was like nothing ever seen before. We heard the Dragon Lord howl into our minds, racked with pain and rage.
We speared him right in the eye.
So close to the Dracomundus, our souls suffered as from 1,000 deaths, but we held fast to our positions.
You can do it. Barbarian for the win.
Inch by inch, the divine light pushed the corruption back into the breach. And it was thus that the Banished Lord saw Ichnog disappeared once more into the shadows, where he would suffer eternal retribution.
Or so they thought.
Once calm fell, we were all that was left, the sole witnesses to the feat accomplished by the Alliance of Men. But more than ever, we knew that the taint of draconic depravity still festered in the depths of the abyss, impatient to break free once more. Thus, from the union of men and their allies that stood together in the face of the draconic threat, an elite corps was established within the Order of the Eternal, the Dragon Hunters.
I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. That was a great way to do the demo. Like I said, I really think that showed you every class real quick. It gave you the prologue so you know how we got to where we're going to get to if you do play the full game. I'm going to have to assume that that was a texture issue. This game is due to come out in like a week and a half. So I think something went wrong when it loaded the shaders. I'm hoping it's not supposed to look like that. The gameplay itself was fun. Overall, I give the whole thing a 6. It could have been a little better, but I mean, it was pretty fun. Let me know if you checked it out. Let me know what you thought of it if you did check it out in the comments. And that's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.